road is always fun. Getting used to that. Okay, just pulled up around the corner from Megasport, which is the gym that I'm going to be using whilst I'm here, and I feel very confident on the right-hand side of the road. It's always a little bit weird getting used to roundabouts, but because I've done enough right-hand driving in the past, I feel like I've reacclimatized. Anyway, before I head into the gym for an upper body session that you are coming along for, I have a call with one of our copy Omnia clients, which is the top tier of our one-to-one coaching service at Omnia Performance. If you're interested in checking any of that out, head to the link in the description down below. But it is bang on 2 p.m. here. Oh, he's just sent me a message. I'll be 1 minute, just parking up. Speak to you soon, Alan, and I will see you all in the gym very shortly. Zoom's clearly not happy that I am in a different country. Lots of two-factor authentication going on here. Right, okay, that's not gonna work. Brilliant, brilliant. Onto the personal phone it is. I am worried, however, that the next 45 minutes being sat in this car could become a little bit like a hotbox, and I could end up medium rare before going into the gym, so fingers crossed the trickling AC keeps me alive. Okay, gym session complete, and what an unbelievable vibe that was. That is potentially the best fitness facility I have ever been to in my entire life, and I'm going to go out on a limb and do something I've never once done on the channel before, and that is lay out a personal, financially related goal, and that is that I, at some point in my life, would like a base dwelling property here in Mallorca, because Spain as a country to visit is just fantastic. The food is world class, the climate is unbelievable, and I always enjoy training out here so much and just feel my energy sky high. And at some point in the future I would like to be able to visit this place regularly, and mainly just because I'd like to spend a decent amount of time in that gym moving forwards. I will be going back, there will be more videos whilst I'm here, and you can obviously hit subscribe down below to make sure that you see all of those. But that was a positive upper body session. As I've already said in the voiceover, that was me focusing on pull, 4 sets across the board on that, and then picking up on a few assistance exercises that I didn't manage in my push session before I got the plane earlier this week. So I am heading to the supermarket now to pick up some supplies for the next couple of days to make sure that my training is well supported. We've got food and everything available at the hotel that we're staying. Small fridge, but just want to make sure I've got a few bits and bobs to keep things ticking over. So I will see you in a supermarket shopping trolley very soon. Perfect.
Why are you laughing for? What, Chris, why are you laughing for? Why are you laughing for? I'm being serious. I'm being serious.
Bollocks. It's not quite the nickel stones, but oh boy, did they prepare me well for carrying bags of shopping into the car. Okay, so I'm just walking to the start line because I have the exact route loaded here. Strava Route Planner is an absolute godsend when you're on the move, because you can just find local routes in your area, and it's not a link that gives you a virus this time around, but no, rather a very efficient way of finding a 9.9k 80 meters of elevation, I think, so a fairly punchy almost 10k that is on the brief for me today. So I'm just about to start here and finish here, and then the final 100 meters back to the room. But that is a big recommendation if you are traveling and have access to some sort of smartwatch that you can sync up to Strava. Then Strava Route Planner, you can just go to your location, put in distance, put in the sport type, and it'll give you suggestions. Always check them, because sometimes paved road versus non-paved road's a little bit iffy, so it might just be worth checking, seeing how popular a route it is, etc. But it's an absolute lifesaver whenever I'm in places like this. I'm kind of wondering what's down that way, what's up this way, what's safe, what isn't, what's frowned upon, what isn't, what's flat, what's not, etc. I'm gonna get going. Which way am I going? Am I going right or left? I still don't know. It's left, it's left, it's left. Cool. Whilst I was over in Mallorca, I woke up to an exciting update from Whoop, which was a new and improved journal feature. I've spoken on the channel before about the journal being one of my favourite features of Whoop, and you can now select a wide variety with lots of weird and wonderful things in there as to what you want to calibrate on and check in with on a day-to-day basis. On screen are the things that I have chosen, down to alcoholic drinks I've consumed, which actually I was previously using another app for, so that's one less app I need to worry about. Great. Down to how much caffeine I've consumed, when I last consumed it. I have a caffeine curfew of midday, so this is a useful feature for me here to make sure that I hold myself accountable for that. And very relevantly, in Spain, eating food close to bedtime. Given that Spaniards love to eat dinner at like 10 p.m, that was definitely something that I noticed affected my recovery and sleep. So these are the features that I've chosen to sort of check in on day to day, even down to the detail of, was there a dog in the room whilst I was sleeping, which sometimes when I'm traveling and I have the pig dog snoring down by my feet, that can definitely impact my sleep and therefore recovery quality. Supplements, creatine, electrolytes, all these things are in there as well, but you can design what features you want to check in with on the journal, and you can calibrate those on a monthly basis and an annual basis and better understand what habits, routines, structures and decisions best impact the best version of yourself on a day-to-day basis. So if that sounds like something that you can get value from and you would like to give Whoop a go for yourself, then use the link in the description down below to get your first month free and support the channel in doing so. But for the time being, why don't we rejoin me trying to find my bearings on the island of Mallorca? It was right. It was right. Not left. Win some, lose some. Brief for today is effectively 10k at sub-threshold pace, but as with a lot of my running at the moment, I'm going off feel, because I really want to refine my ability to feel certain pacing zones and not have to rely on live data too much, just because I found myself getting a little bit pissed off recently with how much I'm checking my watch, focusing on this, focusing on that, when all I want to do is get my head down and enjoy my training, especially in settings like this one. So I've got live data in kilometers and then mile laps, so I'll know my pacing based on the mile laps. Obviously not that familiar with the elevation around here, but my sub-threshold pacing at the moment is about 650 to 710 minutes per mile. So if I'm in that range, I know I'm sort of hitting the right sweet spot. But also, it's hot, I'm British, this is unfamiliar territory, I'm British, so we'll see what happens. Tight squeeze, roads are so tight and narrow, and I'm not quite sure where to position myself best at this moment in time. Okay. Happy to be on some pavement. You're never quite sure how people are going to react. Yeah, I did just walk into a tree there. Yeah. Never quite sure how people are going to react to you running in the road. In rural parts of the UK, people just accept it's a necessity, unless you're in the southeast of England, within 2 hours of London, where everybody just hates everyone. I think with the cycling culture around here, logic says, if I look like I'm running for training purposes, people won't mind if I look a little bit lost. Maybe. First mile 7:15, so with a little bit of zigzagging and course correction, pretty much bang on. Breath is now settled, heart rate is pretty much where it needs to be, and there's a quaint little windmill. Lovely. Onto some quieter back roads, which immediately feel safer. And what a stunning setting this place is, man. I didn't bring my bike because obviously sub-3 marathon focus at the moment. Running volume needs to be steadily increasing, and as much as I'd love to be churning tarmac on a bike at the moment, I feel like current training allocation is kind of all reserved really for running. And to be honest, I was looking at my bike kit 2 days before I flew, and the admin I just could not be bothered with. So looking forward to a change of scenery in terms of pounding tarmac and getting in the pool. There's a 50-metre outdoor pool. There's a track in Magaluf, of all places. So 12 beers and a couple of miles around the track sounds like fun. And yeah, I think it's just going to be really positive for me having a change of scenery for some decent running volume over the next week or so. And it's not confirmed, but make sure to hit subscribe if you're new, because I'm planning on running from the top east corner to the bottom west corner of Ibiza next week, which will at the very least make for an entertaining video watching a British man run himself to heat stroke. So like the video, comment with whether you're keen to see that or not, subscribe down below. Hills and trails have started. Trails weren't accounted for on the route, but here we are nonetheless. Okay, data on the screen for you just here. 10k in just over 45 minutes. Last 3k were hard, the heat really hit me. Really hit me actually. Feel pretty drained, so I'm gonna walk it in. I think I'm gonna make us late for a dinner reservation, however, so that's not ideal, but we'll see where we end up. I need to get my breath back to try and pace this in so I'm not too late. Goodbye. Okay, 28 minutes later, give or take, and I have finally cooled down. We are just in Palma at the moment. Oh Christ, I cramped in my tricep. I'm dehydrated and we are going for dinner. I'm absolutely starving, haven't eaten a huge amount today, but I've eaten plenty of iberico pork because it's delicious and my favourite thing about Spain. That is a tiny dog. Enjoyed that run, although Strava Route Finder, for all of the congratulations and praise I was giving it before I set off, did shaft me a little bit, but it wasn't the end of the world. I just didn't want to keep pushing at that pace because I did feel that he'd catch up with me, and I am a British person after all. Anyway, I'll show you what I have for dinner and then round off the day once we are back at the accommodation. See you soon. And we're back, and that was a delicious meal. Thoroughly enjoyed, especially the part where the waiters very optimistically brought over 2 plates, thinking that we were going to be sharing my main course, when in fact it was just for me because Erin got full of 2 starters, shall we say. She wasn't overly optimistic this time, but they didn't get the memo. So anyway, that was a fantastic day. Heat is definitely beating me up a little bit. I'm really trying to chin as much water as I can, but my temperature has finally settled down, which is good news. But I'm excited to go back to Megasport. I'm excited to get some open water swimming done. I'm excited to go to the track at Magaluf, and I'm planning on documenting pretty much all of it. So aside from some wedding related shenanigans Monday next week, I'm just gonna be hammering it out here. So like the video, comment with what you want to see more of for the rest of the year down below, what you want to see as part of my sub 3 hour marathon prep alongside keeping up with my top end strength, obviously. And make sure to hit subscribe because there's a lot going on, a lot happening, and I'd love to have you along for the ride. So thank you very much for watching and see you next time.